Hello, gorgeous humans of the internet. So in this video, I'll be guiding you into understanding what does Mercury mean in relation to your natal chart and in relation to in relation to this Mercury retrograde phenomenon that we're experiencing now and that we're bound to experience in future points of this year, because Mercury, it's the smallest planet around the sun and it's also the closest to the sun, so it goes around the fastest, and I guess sometimes it gets stumps in its tracks and it's like backtrack, and it's not actually backtracking, but it looks like it kind of is in relation to where we are in our space time paradigm on Earth. And what Mercury is, if you think about it, the fastest planet around the sun. What's the fastest thing inside of our bodies that just moves at the speed of light? Our thoughts. We think something like 35,000 thoughts a day, I think I read. If not an hour, it's something ridiculous. I didn't even believe it when I read it, but then I also believed it because it's nuts. And when you can understand and sort of characterize your thoughts and this part of yourself as a part of you, and detach it in this way by characterizing it and understanding it through whatever element your Mercury is, so whether it's a fire sign or an earth sign or a water sign or a fire sign, I don't know if I said that one, whatever. Understanding how you can characterize your Mercury through the element, and more specifically through the sign, is beautiful in empowering you and understanding the different layers of your body and how you can really empower yourself by understanding all the different parts of yourself. So that's really why I love astrology, because every planet, every part represents this part of me that I can sort of detach from me and understand as something that's outside of me, and then I can be really real about it. So I mean, whether or not you believe in astrology is not really the point of this video. The point of this video is really to invite you in understanding, what does Mercury mean in relationship to you and your body and your person and your human being, and how can you identify it in your chart, and how can you identify where Mercury retrograde is going to impact you in the context and greater scheme of your life. So the point of it is really to isolate whatever growth you're aligning into during retrograde season. And I say this, retrograde can really go so many ways for so many different people. Some people absolutely don't believe in astrology and they're like, I just don't believe in this bull plop. It's whatever, however they characterize it. But it doesn't mean that life doesn't happen. Like, life happens anyways. And astrology is really just something that allows me to understand the movements of life happening around me, so that when it does happen, at least I'm open-minded and aware enough to know, like, okay. And I'm not necessarily blaming myself as a victim of anything. I'm more so seeing what inside of me and what inside of my context gets to be refined and gets to evolve, so that I can align with more of me and more of my greatness and more of my potential. Because really, that's what action is. Action is just your ideas and your inspiration coming into alignment through whatever you do in the world, haha, and how you dance with the energies around you, so that your thoughts can come into form, and all of that can inspire you into being more of you and inspiring more people and empowering more people. And what Mercury retrograde season, or what Mercury retrogrades are really just an opportunity where all the things that are happening within the sphere of your life and what's happening in the sphere of you, what specifically, like what piece of the cake when it comes to your natal chart is like getting attention in terms of being seen as in or out of alignment, and opportunity for growth. So there's so many different parts, and focus really allows it to be simple in evolution. Like being able to be focused and understanding what's happening, not only understanding what's happening, but being able to be detached from it in the growth and the lessons through understanding, detachment through understanding, and focus through awareness, is really what allows alignment to come through when Mercury comes out of retrograde. Mercury stations direct, and things start to flow a little bit more clearly. So let's proceed, shall we? I will share my screen, and I'm going to go on astro.com, and my chart's already pulled. If you're curious as to how to pull your chart, there's another video on my page that is how to pull your charts, the basics. So, all right, I'm using my birth chart because it's the easiest thing for me. So here you have it, my name, born, and the time. The time is really important when it comes to understanding where your planets are specifically placed in the houses and in the sign. That the houses and the sign is really what allows you to characterize and quote unquote detach yourself from understanding this layer within you that is your Mercury, that is your thoughts, that is what inspires your action and your creation. So the Mercury, what it looks like the Venus sign, so the sign for a woman with little horns. So for me, it's in Leo. So you got your little Ariana Grande here, in the second house. So my Mercury's in a fire sign in the second house. So my thinking is naturally grounded in things that are like physical, material possessions. So like money and houses and the finer things in life. Like that's just what I naturally gravitate to in thinking, and what naturally unravels in my thinking. Like how do I access and embody and exponentiate and ripple the finer things in life for everyone to experience? It's kind of where my thoughts are. And I also I absorb and I express information really fast. Like everyone thinks really fast, but I digest things quite quickly, which is because it's a fire sign. So I just, it takes a little bit more time for me to get it because I kind of need to get it through my body. It's not so much as like an air sign where I could just like get it and understand it, or like an earth sign you might need to, whoa, sorry, hummingbirds just like blaze between my eyes. An earth sign you might actually need to like actually experience life and move through life in order to really get through thoughts that make sense. It's different. Understanding the elements and your Mercury is different, and characterizing that is really what allows to give meaning to your thoughts and how you can really work with your thoughts to empower you. So these hummingbirds are going insane. And in this video, I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of what this means. You can Google, like use the internet, Google like, what does a Mercury in Leo mean for me? What does a Mercury in Scorpio mean for me? Like when you can do your own research and understand the meaning for yourself, that's when the meaning makes all the sense in the world. So what we have here is simply just my natal chart. So this is a picture of the stars and how the stars were at 4:09 in the morning on July 13th, 1990, in relationship to me in Montreal, Quebec, when I was being born out of my mama. So this is just like a snapshot of the stars then. It's not the stars now. To see the stars now, you click on the little blue thing with transits. When you click on with transits, what happens, you see all these little green icons appear. And what this is the stars right now. So what's happening in the stars right now? You could see all the different planets of your chart, all the different elements and characterizations of your body. And here's Mercury in context to my own chart. So Mercury right now is transiting Gemini. Gemini is for everyone. Mercury's just transiting Gemini for every single human being on the planet. at this time right now, not in like a parallel universe or anything. Who knows? I don't know. So Mercury is transiting Gemini for everyone, and for me specifically, it's my 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of mystery and the subconscious and secrets and unravelment and complete intrigue. And a planet that's in my 12th house, so in my natal 12th house when I'm born, is Venus. And Venus is my love, my receiving, my relationship with giving and receiving, my relationship with money, my relationship with people. And like in like a romantic, actually experiencing the finer things in life is Venus. Like, do you have a desire for it? What does the finer things in life even mean for you? Because it's such a different thing for so many different people. So like that's what Venus is in essence. So Mercury is like retrograding here right now as of yesterday, May 11th. Mercury is retrograding in my 12th house, which is in Gemini. Big bumblebee. Like actually in front of me. Wow, this wildlife is insane. So when I can understand that, okay, the wonky part of me, the part of me that's going to go out of alignment, because I know that there's healing that needs to be exposed. I know that there are things that I need to see within me so that I could bring a little bit of love and TLC to heal and nurture. And seeing the action that's happening in my chart, I understand that what's going to be happening over the course of the next 12 weeks, this retrograde and this funkiness that's going to be happening around me is going to be around the aspects of my 12th house. So when I Google things like Mercury retrograde 12th house meaning, I can start getting videos and information that allows me to understand, like, okay, what am I like supposed to be feeling in my body given the context of what's happening in the stars right now, so that when it actually does happen, I could be more aware and I could be really empowered and be like, okay, this has nothing to do with me, really. This is just like what's happening. And with that, I could give myself more grace, because the beautiful part about understanding all of this is that you can really start to see where you get to go when you actually heal the medicine, or like heal what's happening within you and give yourself the medicine that you need to get to your next level. Like, gosh, who would I be if I'm not obsessing over this energy and this mirror that feels like he is me? Like, who would I be if I wasn't obsessing about him? Who would I be if I was with him or better? Who would I be if I wasn't obsessing about, like, you know, the 7-year relationship that I've been healing from? Like, who would I be if I'm not healing anymore and I'm actually co-creating with people? Like, when I'm not obsessing about that, and when I could actually like really focus on my work because all the other things are being taken care of, and like, can I trust that the other things are being taken care of? And when I notice that, when I'll spiral and I'll be like, okay, well, I kind of want to do this and this and this and this and this, and then it's like, okay, do you want to do it to get attention from the other people, to like be seen and get out of the void and have that quick fix to fix this discomfort that's happening in my life? Or am I like seeing the lesson and I'm being the like best parent to the inner child that's inside of me? Because we all have an inner child that grew up into the adult that we are, and we're all really just kids with power because we're adults and we have money and we could speak up and we could do things. We could be alone. We don't need a babysitter. We don't need to do the things. We actually have the power. We don't need anyone to punish for us. We could punish with our words or actions or all the things. And we're all just healed, or most of us are all walking injured inner children with power, who grew up and who are now adults. And when you could like really see, okay, what power gets to alchemize in me so that I could get way more powerful in my power, then like, you know, magic starts to happen. So I hope that helped. I hope that this helps you really better understand how you could find your Mercury, how you can understand it better in your own context and in the context of what's happening in the sky right now, so that you could let your thoughts work for you rather than you work for your thoughts, because body leads, mind follows, baby. My mentor, Victoria Washington, introduced me to this mantra like years ago, changed my whole life. Body leads, mind follows. The mind is meant to serve the heart. The mind is a powerful AF tool, and it's not meant to make us be victims to any sort of prison. It's meant to liberate us with its power. And when you could understand your Mercury, you could understand your liberation. I hope this helps. If you want to connect for a live reading, I will leave the links to private sessions and one-on-ones below. You can connect with me on Instagram at IM_MC Living, make living. I was totally inspired by Superbad when I picked my caption, make living. But also like MCL are my initials. So, and yeah, you could also find me on LinkedIn and on Facebook as Mary Catherine, and happy to connect when we can connect. If it's meant to be, meant to be. Peace out, internet. I hope this was helpful. Bye.